One of the things I have been reading, actually, I've been listening to the audiobooks. Um, you guys, many of you will have read this. The Star Wars, the X-Wing books. The Rogue Squadron starts with Rogue Squadron. I've read the first four. I just started Wraith Squadron, so I think that's four, right? Rogue Squadron, Wedge's Gamble, Isard's Revenge, or the Back to War. I tried reading them that first arc of the books back in the day, and it was hard to get through them because I hated the character of Corran Horn. Just can't stand Corran Horn's character. Maybe other people know him. I know he eventually goes on to join the Jedi Academy and all of that. Fine. But he's just this self-righteous. He used to be in Corsac, like Corellia's police force, basically. And he's just always like, oh, that's not by the book. And he's always whining about his father that died years and years and years ago. Like, bro, get a candy bar and a tampon and move on. Come on. Like every little thing. And I can't stand his character. I hate characters like that. In some way, you could see that the author was kind of trying to combine like a Luke type with a Han Solo type. So he's a pilot, sort of a flyboy, but he's also rigidly adhering to the law, and he judges people. I just hate his character. And so I was trying to get through the first arc a long time ago, but just stopped in the middle of the whole series because I was just like, I'm so done with this character. He's annoying to me. Luckily, I read through it again, just kind of persevere, because I love the character of Wedge Antilles. I love the other characters, Noir Ven. I like, some of the other characters that pop in. Winter, shows up. So this takes place much earlier than the Thrawn trilogy. It's pretty much kind of right after, like, I don't know, say Truce at Bakura and all of that kind of stuff. It doesn't take place too far after that, at least when it gets its start. And you do kind of chronicle Wedge Antilles' career, from commander to eventually, general at one point and stuff. So, Fancy said, get a candy bar and a tampon? What? Yes. Some men are just like, dude, man it up. Come on. Stop crying about everything. And he's so emotional. I just hate that. I hate that. Especially if you're supposed to be a hero, a pilot of Rogue Squadron, come on, man it up a little bit. Anyway. But I got through those books. Once you get to the Back to War, that pretty much closes that chapter. Now, I just started the Wraith Squadron, and it seems like this is really just going to be about Wedge starting this new squadron. Hopefully, Corran Horn will be a very background, if showing up at all, because I'm just sick of him. But I love Wedge, and I love following him. So it's, a lot of good things were in it. I do recommend listening to the audio, though, because there are times, even with the audio book, that it was just kind of really bogged. The pacing was just bogged down. It's like, all right, look, I know you've signaled exactly where the scene's going. Just freaking get it there already. Stop taking your freaking time. I don't know. It's just some places that if I don't think I could have gotten through it if I was reading it as a hard copy. Some books are just they kind of work better as audiobooks, but this is just my experience with them, and I'm really just talking from my experience with them. I haven't even sat down and picked it through enough to really give it the kind of in-depth analysis I might while I was doing a book study or something. So I'd be, if other people read these books and just freaking love them, tell me why. But I enjoy the ride overall. I enjoy the basic story. It was really cool, them going after Isard and the whole Back to War setup was really cool on Thyfera. So really some great stuff in it. And I'm hoping Wraith Squadron will really take it to a new level. So, yeah. You say Wraith. Oh, some people are saying some Ace One says Wraith is the best of the new authors' books in the series. Okay, cool. Yeah, because do they change authors? I probably should have looked at that before I decided to mention it. Aaron Alston, or is that his name? Let's see. Let me look up the Rogue Squadron books, because I think they start out, if I'm not mistaken. I know you guys are putting the answers in the chat right now, but I'm looking it up for myself. No, I don't want to allow ads on your site. Okay, so Michael Stackpole. That's what I thought was writing it at the beginning, but I didn't want to say it to sound like an idiot. So yeah, so Michael A. Stackpole started the series, and I think Aaron Alston, or if I'm pronouncing his name right, takes over with Wraith Squadron. And I love some other work by Michael A. Stackpole. So it's not like, oh, this is so terribly written. No, not at all. I don't know, just they just weren't among my favorites of the Star Wars novels.